Brothers, are you sick of it? Good. Are you frustrated by it all? Good. Are you disgusted yet? Even better. It seems that the sons of the West aren't just waking up to the problem, but to the scale of it. And it's in this moment where most of you start to realize just how difficult the path ahead, the path out of this, will be. This is the moment when a man begins to see clearly that the platforms, the laws, the regulations, the industries, the very mechanisms our fathers built no longer serve us. They have been turned against the tribe. If it is that you agree that we are under a psyop, then let's take a moment to think clearly. Yes, your frustration and anger is justified, but know that this state of being is what they want more than what you need. We need clarity. None of us are neighbors, and what few men that can speak, the men that do speak, are met with infighting by the usual suspects, by the lesser men who cling to past grievances and unproven claims to future influence. So, accept this now. Not everyone is going to make it, because not everyone is worth saving. We must triage. So, what's left? It would appear the tribe has been broken down into its components and parts. The individual, voting blocks of varying interests, assaulted on all sides by people who clearly hate you, that either seek your submission or your destruction. It's a 24/7 psychological onslaught that never yields. They're keeping you in a reactive state, and that is by design. Brothers, you cannot react your way out of this. Now, before we move on, let's set the stage. The Greeks told the story of Prometheus stealing fire. They told another story alongside it. Prometheus had a brother. His name was Epimetheus. Most people remember Prometheus as the bringer of fire, the one who defied the heavens and gave mankind the spark of innovation. But his brother is often misunderstood. Epimetheus is remembered only as the god of hindsight, the one who realized mistakes too late. But that is not the full meaning of the story. Epimetheus represents something older and just as necessary: culture, continuity, tradition, the memory of what came before. He is the keeper of what has already been learned. The Greeks did not tell these stories by accident. They understood something we often forget, that civilization requires both brothers. Prometheus pushes forward. Epimetheus remembers what must not be lost. Without Prometheus, nothing new is created. Without Epimetheus, everything new eventually mutates into something unrecognizable. Innovation without restraint becomes mutation, and tradition without renewal becomes stagnation. Civilization survives only when the two remain in balance. And perhaps this is not a Greek insight alone. The old Germanic fathers told a similar story in their own way. They say that in the beginning there was the Genega Gap, the great void. On one side lay the realm of ice, ancient and unmoving. On the other burned the realm of fire, creative, violent, and purifying. Neither alone created the world. Ice alone would have preserved nothing but stillness. Fire alone would have consumed everything it touched. But when frost and flame met in the gap, something new emerged. From that tension, life began. Perhaps the old stories are telling us the same truth in different languages, across cultures. Civilization is born at the meeting point between preservation and creation, between what must be remembered and what must be forged anew. For the tribe to endure, both must exist, the memory of the fathers and the fire to build what comes next. We must switch from passive participation to active. It's not good enough to complain about the results of men who hate us. We must lead. We have, as a whole, abdicated our responsibility to lead. We've allowed our militaries to be overtaken. We've allowed our governments to submit to foreign powers. Our academies have been hijacked, and we have refused to become the managerial elite. And I know for some of you, hearing this will immediately send your mind into a myriad of excuses. Fine. But that's what they are, excuses. Well, boomers this and boomers that, I've heard it all. But once you understand this won't happen in one generation, once you switch from working towards your own goals and instead your sons', once you subordinate your needs and your wants to something greater than yourself, that's when it starts to happen naturally. Of course, we should build our parallel systems, of course. But we cannot overlook the fact that we have outsourced our future. And if that hurts your ears, then consider the generation before you made that choice. Fine, it matters not, because we are here. There needs to be a collective switch of our tribal modality. We need to balance the past with the future. We need more than shrines to what was. We need to create space for what will be. Now, in the moment it seems we hold on to the past because we have outsourced our future. That's okay. But in this battle space, it will be difficult, yet not impossible, to make the changes required to steer the ship out of harm's way, but make them we must. We need doctors, lawyers, mayors and sheriffs, generals and sergeants major, master chiefs and admirals. We need legislators and judges and executives. It's not enough to say we deserve to have cultural dominance because our fathers built our nations. We must demonstrate that reality. Civilizational balance must be restored. And before that happens, we must do some house cleaning, rebuilding of bonds. We must find a way to abandon the old grudges between us, kept alive and aggravated by the very people who benefit from our infighting. Gentlemen, this is doable. It's not enough to say we are better. We must prove it first to ourselves and then to the world. Brothers, we are not the sons of a dying race. We are the fathers of future kings. Embrace the warband. Until next time.